This is on page 48 of Universal Prayers, the first one on that page from the Upanishads. Yes. Om Apyayantu mamangani vak pranaschakshrotram atha balam indriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahmopanishadam maham brahma nirakuryam mama brahma nirakarot anirakaranamasto anirakaranam me astu tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaste mahi santu te mahi santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May all parts of my personality, including the body, mind, sense organs, the prana shakti, vital force, may they all become stronger and function in perfect harmony. This whole physical universe, visible through the sense organs, is nothing other than the ultimate reality described as Brahman in the Upanishads. May I accept this truth, verified by direct experience by innumerable sages. May I proceed to experience this truth myself in my life directly with due dispatch. May I not reject this truth. As I am engaged in this noble effort of realizing and experiencing my true divine nature, may all the virtues described in the Upanishads come to me and reside in me. May all the virtues such as truthfulness, strength, straightforwardness, and purity, may all those virtues come to me and reside in me. Oh, peace. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings. And may there be peace everywhere in nature. We have been studying the last few concluding verses in the 18th chapter. The most important verse, two verses, 65 and 66. We have to study them with repeatedly, with much care, and try to put them into practice, especially verse 65, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna has condensed all his teachings into just 4 instructions. 65, we studied that one. Let us just chant it once more. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane prayosi me. Because you are very dear to me, Bhagavan says to Arjuna, I'm going to tell you again these important instructions. 4 of them. Manmana bhava, keep your mind always fixed on me. We saw how to do these things. But bhakto bhava, be devoted to me, to God. Madhyaji, pardon me, Madhyaji bhava, perform all your work as sacrifice, yajnam, to the Lord. And Mam Namaskuru, bow down to me, showing humility, respect, and love for God. So this we studied before. And the 66th sloka requires surrender. Sarva dharman parityajya, giving up all duties at a very high advanced stage. This is not possible for most people now, but after practicing all these disciplines described earlier, a stage will come when a person voluntarily does not give up any work, but all work drops away from such a person. When will that stage come? And until then, what we have to do, that we studied before. The stage of total Naishkarmya Siddhi, that means perfection in inaction, freedom from action. When will we be free from action? When all considerations drop away, no concerns at all, even for one's own body. The mind is fully occupied in the spiritual plane with Atman for jnanis and with God for devotees, pure devotion. Prema, when that comes, that person is totally lost to the world. No duties, no good, no bad, no consideration, no good, nothing. That's a very high stage. When does the stage will come? We studied before. There are two verses earlier in chapter 3, verse 17, and chapter 4, verse 22, and other places, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna has explained when will a stage come to a person, either jnani or a devotee, when such a person becomes totally free from all work. Nothing at all. And even if such a person performs work, there is no sense of agency. Work is happening, but the I is not involved. That also we saw in chapter 5, verse 8 and 9. The jnani says, while performing all action, jnani says, I'm not doing anything, because that person has no sense of being the karta, agency. That person's consciousness is with the divine. All work happens at the body, mind, sense organ level. And person has transcended that level. So there is no sense of doership. Work is happening, but such a person not involved in it. So there is no kartritva, no bhoktritva. Karma effect does not affect, karma result does not affect the person, totally free. When will the stage come is explained in several places in the Gita. 3:17, for example, there Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, when a person is totally absorbed in the self and content totally with the self, then that person has no duty to perform. How did the sloka begin? 3:17. Yastu atmaretreva syat atmatriptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam navidyate. For such a person, no duty. No good, no bad, no dharma, no good, no happiness, no unhappiness. All have been transcended. Totally free. Very advanced stage. Atmarati means a person who is totally absorbed in the bliss of the self. Atmananda. Ordinary people are engaged in worldly happiness. Ordinary person's happiness is sought in the worldly things. Sensory enjoyment, food, relationships, family, money, possessions, power, all these things where people seek happiness. That is Vishaya Sukha, sensory pleasure. They come and go. That's not the ultimate, very temporary. And they're always mixed with some pain. All that we studied in earlier, in chapter 5, verse 22. Limitations of worldly happiness. But this person, Atmaratihi, is absorbed in the infinite bliss of this Atmananda. Nothing can come anywhere close to that in the world. For such a person, there is nothing to be done. By doing something, that person will not gain any more happiness. He is infinitely happy. By not doing something, that person will not lose anything. So, such a state is very high. 317. Yastu atmaritareva syad atmatriptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. Until that stage comes, until we are absorbed in total self-knowledge or enjoying supreme devotion to God, then we have to perform our duties. We have to stay away from adharma, perform dharma. So that is the ultimate instruction. And also in 4:22, chapter 4, verse 22, Bhagavan Sri Krishna explains the same thing. Yadricha labha santushto dvandvatito vimatsaraha samassiddhava siddhau cha kritvapi na nibadyate. Even if such a person performs some action, kritvapi na nibadyate, is not bound by action. Because actions are happening at the body, mind, sense organ, sense object level, that person is absorbed in the self. Yadrichalabha santushta means person totally content with what comes unsolicited by chance, not seeking anything, hoping to find happiness, not avoiding anything, hoping to find inconvenience, hoping to become free from inconvenience. There's no such thing at all. Totally above these things. Dvandva atitaha, above dvandva, duality. Dvandva means duality, happiness and happiness, pain, pleasure, gain and loss, praise and blame. None of these things affect such a person. Such a person, kritvapi, even if such a person performs action, nanibadhyate, is not bound by action, free. So that is a high state. Until that stage comes, we have to perform more duties. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajjayo hya karmanaha, Bhagavan said. Perform your niyata karma means prescribed duties, obligatory duties we all have. You have to do that one. I cannot say, I've taken refuge in God, I will not do anything. It won't work at all. So when do we surrender? After performing our duties without attachment to karma phala, offering everything to the divine, and then say, I've done my part, I'm free. Not affected by good or bad, success, failure, praise or blame, nothing. So that is the instruction. Now we go to 67, that also we studied last time. There, the Lord says, to whom this instruction should be given, what are the qualifications for a person to receive this instruction about Bhagavad Gita and benefit from it? Like everything else, we should be prepared to receive this instruction. Without any previous preparation, all of a sudden, if we study Vedanta, it will not make any sense at all. Mind has to be prepared. Certain degree of dispassion must have been developed. Some degree of devotion must be there. Person must have purified the mind, become unselfish by doing a service to other beings. Such a person, ready to receive the instruction, will benefit from the instruction of Vedanta or Bhagavad Gita or any scripture like that one. Without preparation, if we simply study the scriptures, it will not do bring about any effect at all. So that is in 67. There Bhagavan says, Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana nacha shushrusave vachyam nachamam yobhyasu yati. Idam means this shastra, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, whatever has been taught by Bhagavan Sri Krishna to Arjuna and through all of us through Arjuna. Navacham should not be given, should not be imparted. To whom? Atapaskaya. Tapas means austerity. We have seen before 3 kinds of austerity. Austerity of the body, of mind, of speech and mind. The person has not done those austerities, made the mind calm and pure. For such a person, if this is taught, it will not have any effect at all. It will be of no use. Atapaskaya, person who has not performed some austerities. Then abhaktaya. Bhakti means devotion. Bhakta means a devotee. Abhakta means who does not have devotion to God. A person dismisses all these things. Oh, this is all some old written in ancient scriptures. How do we know that it's all true? Such a person has no faith, has no devotion, has no belief in the existence of God or Atman. For such a person, this will not make any sense. Na abhaktaya na cha ashrushave. Shushrusha means service, devoted service, loving service to elders, to parents, to sick people, to animals and plants, to needy people, rendering service. By rendering service, what happens? Mind becomes unselfish, free from expectations, and love for all beings, seeing God in all the beings will come. Then a person's mind is ready to benefit from the study of the Bhagavad Gita and other Vedanta scriptures. Until then, it will not be useful. One person has not done any kind of service and purified the mind, become unselfish. To such a person, this will not be useful, not be beneficial. Navachyam, your fourth one, no abhyasuyati. Abhyasuyati means one who blames and criticizes all these things. There is no faith. What is all these things? There is no such thing as Atman. Who have seen Atman, like this, the people question, and they have no faith in anything, and they will not benefit from the teachings of Bhagavad Gita or of any other scriptures, all that we studied before. Now we go to 68. Then, one who has studied the Gita or is studying the Gita should at the same time share this knowledge with others. By sharing, one's knowledge increases. The knowledge is like light. The more you give, the more we have. Unlike money. Money, if we have some amount of money, if you give away, then we'll have nothing left, very little left. It is a consumable thing. If you give money that you have, then you will have no more money. But knowledge is like that, not like that. If you give knowledge, your knowledge will become more. Like love, if you give love, your love becomes more. Knowledge is like that. The more you share, more we will have. Our knowledge will increase. Our thoughts will become clearer. Our understanding will become clearer. That's the purpose of sharing. This is called pravachanam. In the Upanishads, we have been told a person should do 2 things every day without fail. Swadhyaya, pravachana. Repeatedly, this has been told in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Swadhyaya, pravachana, bhyam na pramaditavyam, like this one. Swadhyaya means study of scriptures. Swadhyaya also has another meaning. In the context of Raja Yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, there also Patanjali mentions Swadhyaya as one of the niyama. There, Swadhyaya means repetition of Om or some other mantra. Here, Swadhyaya means study of scriptures, not with the purpose of acquiring scholarly knowledge, but to understand the essence of the scriptures and put them into practice. The purpose of studying the scriptures is not to display scholarship. That's a different academic study, that all its own benefit, but not the highest benefit. The purpose of study of scriptures for people like us, devotees, seekers of God, is to understand the goal of life and how to reach the goal of life. That's what scriptures say. Sri Ramakrishna said the purpose of all scriptures is, scriptures tell us what is the goal of life, namely God realization for devotees, and how to reach it, the scriptures tell us. Then that is their usefulness. He gives an example of the limitations of scholarly studies, just to get scholarship, to show off. It's of no use. The parable he says is a person in a village gets a letter from his friend in another village. And then he reads the letter and he forgets, puts it away someplace, loses the letter. Then he keeps on searching for the letter here and there. Finally, he finds it out under the bed or somewhere. Then he reads it. The letter says, please send one pair of wearing cloth, dhoti, and one share of sandesh for some celebration. Friend is requesting it from another village. That's the letter. So after reading the letter, what the person should do? He should go to the market, buy the cloth, dhoti, and one share of sandesh, and send those things to somebody, to that other friend in the other village. Then the letter served its purpose. Instead of that, if the person keeps on reading the letter again and again, and does not go to the market, does not do anything, that person is waiting there, then the letter is of no use. The scriptures tell us what to do, how to practice spiritual practices, what kind of spiritual practices to reach God or to gain self-knowledge. Then they have done their purpose. Then you have to put into practice what the scriptures tell us to do. That is the purpose of studying scriptures, to know what to do and how to do it. Spiritual practice. Different types of spiritual practice. For jnanis, one way of meditation on the self, aham brahmasmi, etc. That's not possible for all. For most people, devotion, how to practice devotion to God, pure devotion, how to get it, Narada's instructions, those things we have to study. So that is the purpose of study scriptures. So that is mentioned in 68. A person who does that and also shares what one has studied, thereby that person's knowledge becomes more. Understanding becomes clearer when we try to explain something to somebody. That's the purpose of pravachana. Not to show off how much I know. That's the wrong approach. So 68. Yaimam paramam guhyam madbhakte shvabidhasyati bhaktim maya param kritva mame vaishyatya samshayaha mameva eshyati asamshayaha. Such a person reaches me alone, without any doubt. What kind of person? Yaha, a person who imam paramam guhyam shastram is supreme knowledge, mystic knowledge. Mysterious means not understandable to somebody who is not prepared. Such knowledge. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, scriptures, all these scriptures. Madbhakteshu, among my devotees of God. Abhidhasyati, that means he explains. Vakshyati, he says, Shankara says, Abhidhasyati, Vakshyati explains. To other devotees who are interested. How to explain that one? With what attitude? Mayi param bhaktim kritva, with great devotion to God. Without devotion in a scholarly way, just to make a living or to show off, if we give lectures, that is not much useful. Simply talking about the scriptures to show knowledge, it has some worldly benefit. It will bring some livelihood, it will bring some money and fame, but will not make any inner transformation in that person. The person will remain the same. That person will neither get knowledge or devotion, if scholarly study is made. If that is made with devotion, Mai param bhaktim kritva, then it is a wholly different thing. Person's whole personality changes, moves towards God. Mai param bhaktim kritva. Shankaracharya in the Viveka Chodamani, many of you studied that one, Viveka Chodamani, there he says the limited use, I won't say futile, but limited use of scholarly knowledge. There is one, there are two verses in Viveka Chodamani. There are several, two are these. There he says, Shankara says, Vagvai Khari Shabda Jari Shastravya Khyana Kaushalam Vaidushyam Vidusham Tadvat Bhuktaye Natu Muktaye. Vagvai Khari means flowing language, impressive language, vocabulary. Shabdajari, stream of words, torrential stream of words. Shastra Vyakhyana Kaushalam. Shastra means scriptures. Vyakhyana means interpretation. Kaushalam means proficiency. With great proficiency, expertise, a person can explain all the details, intricate details of the scriptures, grammar and everything. Such ability, Vaidushyam Vidusham, such scholarship of scholars, what is the purpose? Bhuktaye. Bhukti means enjoyment of worldly things. Fame will come, money will come, rewards will come, titles will come, Vedanta Shuromani like that one. Natu Muktaye, no mukti, liberation will not come. Scholarship. We are not doing that one. What we are doing is Mai Param Bhaktim Kratva, with great devotion, as much devotion as we can for God, with humility, with the purpose of knowing how to practice, do spiritual practice suited to us. Many different ways for different people. We knowing that one with devotion, if we study scriptures and share pravachana, then our knowledge will increase and will become, our understanding will become clearer. That helps both parties. Kritva mameva, such a person, Eshyati, comes to me, asamshayaha, there is no doubt about it. That is the verse number 68. 69, also same theme. Nachatasman manushyeshu kaschin me priyakrittamaha bhavita nacha me tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi nacha tasmat, other than that person, better than that person, manusheshu nakaschit, no other person better than such a devotee who studies with devotion and shares with others who are also equally devotees of God. Both parties must have devotion to God. Mai Param Bhaktim Karta, with pure devotion to God. Then this will be beneficial. Otherwise, it becomes an academic pursuit, which also has its own benefit. I won't say it is useless, it is beneficial. Natatasman manushyeshu kaschit me priyakrittamaha. Priyakrittama means person who does the most pleasing thing to God. Something that is very pleasing to God. Bhavita nachame tasmad anya privataro bhuvi. Bhuvi means on this earth, in this world. Na priyatara, there is no other person dearer to me in this world who studies the Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures. How? With devotion. Mai Param Bhaktim Kritva, and with great humility tries to explain it to others so that one's own understanding will become clearer. That's the purpose. We cannot give knowledge to anybody. Even a teacher cannot give knowledge to a student. Why? Because all knowledge, infinite knowledge, is present already in everybody's heart. It's already there. But we have to uncover, discover it. That's what the teacher does. Teacher creates an environment in which the student uncovers the hidden knowledge hidden within oneself. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, famous statement, education is the manifestation of divinity already in man. What's the purpose of education? The teacher cannot impart new knowledge to the student. It appears like that one in the classroom. and the new textbook is used, new lessons are taught, it will appear like some new knowledge is being given. No. All this will only awaken the knowledge already present in the student. Makes the student aware of his hidden knowledge. It's all within us already. God is sitting within us. Infinite knowledge is there in every one of us inherently, but remains covered most of the time because we are not cultivated. Just like a seed there lying there and it does not sprout because there is no cultivation, no proper environment. The teacher creates a proper environment in which student uncovers the knowledge. Oh, there's something new I did not know. I know now, like that realization. It's realization. So a person who imparts this knowledge or helps a student to discover this knowledge, such a person comes to me alone, no doubt. And in this world, in 69, translation is, no one among men or women, other than he, such a person who shares with humility, this is a deed dearer to me. Nor is there in the world one dearer to me. The most dearest person to God is one who understands the teachings of the Lord and tries to share that with other devotees. Both must be devotees, the person who speaks and the people who listen. Then only it will work. So that is the purpose of study. Swadhyaya pravachana. Then 70th sloka. Adyeshate cha imam dharmyam sammadamavayoho jnana yajnena te naham ishtasyam iti me matihi. Jnana yajna is spoken here. It came earlier in the 4th chapter. So many kinds of yajna are there. Material yajna, dravya yajna. Yajna can also mean ceremonial sacrifice, like Havan Homa we do. Yajna can mean any action done as sacrifice, as offering. Either way, we can serve somebody by giving some food. The dravya means material. Material is given to somebody. A person does not have food, so we give food to that person, lunch or dinner or something. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, as many days as possible we give. Just one kind of help, sacrifice, yajna. Giving food. Food is material, consumable. Food is eaten and then after some time, again, hunger will come. But it is useful. When a person is hungry, we should give him food. But another way to help the same person is to give him some knowledge, send him to school, give him money to go to school, let him get some high school diploma or associate degree or college degree. That person can get a job and that helps the whole lifetime. Giving food helps for 1 or 2 days. As long as we give food, so long hunger goes. But every day we can't give him food for his whole life. Better than that one is to give knowledge. That is jnana yajna. That kind of knowledge, sending a person to school, college, that is worldly knowledge, apara vidya. That helps for this lifetime. But superior to that is giving spiritual knowledge, then that person permanently becomes free from ignorance and achieves liberation. This only a liberated person can do. That is superior, most important, supreme kind of help is to giving spiritual knowledge. That's what he is explaining here in verse number 70. Ya imam dharmyam samvadam. Samvadam is conversation between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Although on the battlefield, on the Kurukshetra battlefield, Sri Krishna was talking only to Arjuna because he was the only one who asked the question. Other Pandava brothers, they didn't have any question. They were all ready to fight and eager to fight. Bhima and others. They were impatient. Why these people are discussing philosophy? Kauravas are going to kill us if we don't take action. So they were in that mood. But Arjuna had a question. How can I kill all these people? Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Duryodhana are all our own people. If I kill them and I win in the war, the kingdom will come to me tainted by their blood. How can I enjoy that one? Otherwise, they will kill me and I will not be there at all. Both these are bad things. I neither want to kill them and enjoy the kingdom, nor do I want to be killed. So what do I do? That's how the whole Gita began. So this instruction was given to Arjuna, but through Arjuna, it was given to whole mankind. Arjunam nimitti kritya, it says there. Making Arjuna the instrument, Bhagavan gave this instruction to all mankind. People belonging to any religion, any faith, the instructions are common. Spiritual practice are common. Differences are there in the actual practice, but goal of life is same for everybody to know God or their nature. So that is the samvada, conversation. Avayoha means between two of us, Arjuna and Krishna. Avayoha samvadam dharmyam. This teaches dharma. The whole lesson of not only Gita, of the entire Mahabharata, Ramayana also, scriptures. What is the, in one word, what is the summary of Mahabharata? 100,000 plus verses are there. What does it teach? It teaches dharma. That's all. The whole teaching of Mahabharata, of which Gita is a small part, is dharma, dharmyam. So what is to be done, what not to be done? How to reach God, ourself. This is what the scriptures teach. So this conversation between us, which teaches dharma, dharmyam, righteous dialogue. So dharmam samvadam, ya imam samvadam adhyeshyate. Adhyeshyate means patishyati, one who studies this with devotion. Mani param bhaktim kritva. Study has to be done with devotion. Gita study or any study of any scripture should be done with devotion, devotees. Then it will be fruitful. Ya imam dharmyam samvadam avayoho adhyeshyate. What will such a person have done? That person will have worshipped me by performing jnana yajna. Dravya yajna is one thing, giving material. In the homa havana that people do, they set up a fire, invoke the divine presence in the fire and do various offerings, ghee and all those things. They will, some homa samagri they offer, chanting the mantra. That's dravya yajna. It has benefits. It has to be done. But jnana yajna is superior, giving knowledge. There are also two kinds of knowledge. Giving worldly knowledge, aparavidya is more useful than dravya yajna. Person's livelihood is made. Giving spiritual knowledge is even more, best kind of help is spiritual knowledge. Person is liberated from the whole cycle of birth and death, achieves mukti with this knowledge. So that is the highest kind of dana, dravya yajna. That's called jnana yajna. Yajna means doing everything, anything as an offering. So sometimes people will, the traveling teachers, they will do 1 week saptaha, Bhagavata saptaha, Gita saptaha, like that one. 1 week they will stay in one place and in 1 week they will teach every day, several hours. They will teach some scripture like Bhagavata or Bhagavad Gita or some other scripture. There is jnana yajna. Jnana yajnana aham ishtaha. Ishta means I will have been worshipped. Ishta means a worshipped person. Ishta devata we see, chosen ideal, that is a person whom we worship, Ishta devata. Aham ishta syam, I will have been worshipped by such a person. How? Jnana yajnana. By performing the study and sharing as yajna. That person is the highest kind of worship. Different kinds of worship we have seen. Ritualistic worship, and then japa, meditation, another kind of worship, and then service is another kind of worship. Then this sharing knowledge is another kind of worship, yajna, sharing. Ishtasyam iti me matihi. So the translation is verse number 70. Whoever shall study this righteous dialogue between us shall have offered me a sacrifice wrought with knowledge. This is my view. Then in the 4th chapter, after describing different kinds of yajna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Jnana yajna is better than dravya yajna. Chapter 4, sloka number 31. 431. There the Lord says, Sreyam dravyamayat yajnat jnana yajna parantapa. O Arjuna, dravyamayat yajnat, better than dravya yajna, material sacrifice. Jnana yajna shreyam. Shreyam, better to perform jnana yajna. Same thing in when we perform dana, charity, giving material clothing to a person, or a place to stay for a homeless person, or food to eat for an angry person, or medicine to a sick person, that is dravya yajna. Useful, should be done. But better than that, in addition to that, we have to give knowledge, worldly knowledge, help that person to go to school and get some, that can get a job, and for this lifetime his livelihood is created. Better than that, giving spiritual knowledge, that person gets liberation. That is why Bhagavan said in 69, a person who studies my teachings, Bhagavan says, and shares them with others with devotion, is the dearest person to me. There's nobody dearer to me than that person who studies and spreads the knowledge given by Bhagavan to others who are equally interested and devoted. So that is 70. Adyeshyate cha ya imam dharmyam sammadamavayoh jnana yajnana tenaham ishtasyam iti me matihi. Jnana yajna. Now we go to 71. 71. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunayadapi yo naraha sopi mukta shubhan lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. Shraddhavan, Shraddha means faith. Faith means conviction, not simply somebody said so because it's printed in a book, we believe, not like that. With understanding, we should be convinced of the usefulness of that knowledge. Then we have real faith. Otherwise, it simply becomes a belief. This may be good, may not be good. Belief also helps. But faith here, Shraddha, means a firm conviction that what the teacher says, illumined teacher says, and what the scriptures like Upanishads, Gita, they say, they depict the truth. This conviction we should develop. If you have a skeptic, oh, what is it, Gita, Upanishad? Some 5,000 years ago, somebody said something, they didn't even write. It's all oral, those days there was no writing, was not there. And some people memorized it from generation to generation. They're still repeating it mechanically. What is that knowledge? They will dismiss like that one. No faith, skepticism. It's okay to do that because they don't have the faith. But a person who understands the meaning, importance of this Shastra, this Vedanta Shastra, given in the Upanishad, Gita, and other scriptures, person understands the importance of that one. How does that understanding come? By actually knowing some people who have studied that and have benefited from it. For example, if you tell a person that milk is good for health, that person may believe it because you are saying it, you are a friend, for his good you are saying, that belief will come. But better than that is for a person to drink milk and get good health and show, you see, I drank milk every day, with exercise, my health is better, you also drink milk. Then that person becomes more convinced, yeah, I see he is benefited, so I should also study that one and benefit. Like that conviction. And if that person himself or herself drinks milk and benefits from it, then there is no doubt at all. Experienced it. Experience means no, all doubts are cleared. That is the ultimate. Knowledge is experience. Otherwise, it is second-hand knowledge. It's hard to start somewhere. We start with second-hand knowledge. By doing practice, it becomes our experience and first-hand knowledge. So experience is the goal. This knowledge, this study helps in that one. So Shraddhavan, a person who is fully convinced that the words of the illumined teacher and the words of these scriptures like Upanishads, they convey the ultimate truth. Such conviction, if a person has, if there's such a person with such a conviction listens to the teachings of the Gita, studies the Gita, that will be much more beneficial. The faith is necessary. The Shraddha is defined by Shankaracharya and the Vivekananda. Similarly, Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satyabuddhavidharana. Shastra means scriptures like Upanishad and Gita. Not all other Smriti scriptures are not included. Like Manusmriti and other Smriti, there are 21 different Smritis are the Yajnavalkya Smriti, Parashara Smriti, all those things. They are relevant at a certain time in a certain place. They are called Yuga Dharma. They are good, but then their validity changes with the time and space. So not that one. The eternal truth of universal validity and relevance never goes out of fashion. Eternal truth conveyed in the Upanishad and the Gita, they are the real scriptures. We have to study them. Other scriptures are also useful to the same extent. Shraddhavan Anusuyascha. Anusuya means speaking ill of others in their absence. We should not do that one. Devotee should never do that one. Yo naraha, that human being who Shruniyat, listens to that one. Some people listen with great devotion. They get the same benefit as one's own study. In some places I've seen when Bhagavad Gita Sapta, Kathakar comes to a certain place. He stays there for a week or 2 weeks and every day explains some book like Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita, some Purana or something. And many people go and listen to that person with devotion. They themselves do not read these scriptures, but they listen to somebody who explains that one with devotion. So when they listen, it creates a great impact on the person's mind if the mind is prepared. I see some people shed tears when they listen to stories, Purana stories like Harishchandra story, Savitri Satyavan story. When they listen to this one, somebody is explaining, they become so much moved. They cry. That is the faith they have. Deep faith they have. With devotion they listen. That listening, Shravanam, is equally important. Everybody need not directly study all the Upanishads or Vedas. Somebody studies and we listen to them with devotion, with Shraddha, then we get the same benefit. Shruniyadipi yanaraha. Sahapi, such a person also who listens with devotion, with faith, Shubhan lokan prapniyat, Punya karmanam lokan prapniyat. He goes to the same worlds, loka, where people who do good deeds, they go. Punya karmanam lokan, those higher levels, planes of existence, where those who do good deeds, they go to the same place, this person also goes. That means consciousness is elevated. You approach God. In that sense, we can take that one. This came in the 6th chapter. Chapter 6, Arjuna asks a detailed question in 3 slokas. To ask one question, he uses 3 slokas, Arjuna. 37, 38, 39 in chapter 6. His question was, Arjuna's question was something similar to this one. What happens to a person who performs serious spiritual practices, but does not complete, is not enough to reach goal in this life? In the meantime, death comes. because of lack of effort or something, a person does a lot of spiritual practice, japa, study, meditation, puja, everything, but does not reach liberation. In the meantime, a person died. Then Arjuna's question was, what happens to all that work that person did? That be lost? No, Sri Krishna says. No effort is lost in this spiritual line. Every small thing that we do in spiritual practice is saved for, though it may not be enough to take us to the goal in this life. Everything we do in this life, even if we take japa 108 times a day, if we do, that will be saved. It won't be wasted at all, even if we don't reach the goal in this life. That's what Sri Krishna says. Very reassuring a statement there. Arjuna's question was 37, 38, 39 in chapter 6. 40, 41, 42, Sri Krishna's answer there. Sri Krishna says, whatever work a devotee spiritual practice does will be saved, will never be lost. That person will go to the higher worlds, stays there for a long time, and then comes back to this world and is born in a family where situation is more conducive to God realization. Either will be born in the family of rich people, sattvic people, pure people, or in the family of yogis, all practicing yoga. So that will happen. Promotion will happen. No, nothing is wasted. Like long distance journey. In one day, you cannot complete journey long distance from, say, Boston to Los Angeles. It takes 5-6 days. Every day you travel something. And every day, whatever distance you cover is saved. Next day, you start from where you left on the previous night, not from original point. It's cumulative. Like our birth after birth, we make some progress. In one birth, some people reach God. Whole journey is completed in one birth. Like people taking a flight in 5 hours, they are there. Boston to Los Angeles. But some people have to go by car or bus or train. Then it will take 5 days. Every day some distance is covered and that distance saved. Next day, they'll start from where they left off in the previous day. Same in spiritual life, nothing is lost. That's explained in verses 6, 40, 41, 42. That is what he is saying here in 71 also. Soepi mukta shubhan lokan prapnayat punya karmanam. The translation is endowed with faith, Shraddhavan, and unreviling, as anasuyascha. Whoever listens to the Gita, yaha shruniyadapi, will be liberated. Sopi muktaha. Mukta means liberated. He will reach the happy realms of reserved for the meritorious. Punya karmanam lokan prapnayat. Goes to higher levels of consciousness, approaches God, life after life. And after some time, final last life will come and then we'll reach God. All will see liberation. No more birth, no more death, no more suffering, no more old age, no more nothing. That. One good thing for people who are practicing some spiritual practice is, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, for those who come here, this will be their last birth. Those who take the name of God and with some degree of devotion repeat his name, do some spiritual practice with faith and devotion, they will reach God. So this is the assurance of the Lord. Nothing will be wasted. Again, second chapter already Bhagavan said, sloka number 240. There, Bhagavan had said early, in spiritual life, there is no loss of effort. Unlike in worldly life, a person may do a lot of hard work and nothing may come out of it. Give the example of a farmer. A farmer works very hard and prepares the land, plows the land, and puts fertilizers, puts seeds, and then waits for rain. If the proper amount of rain comes at the proper time, the crop will be good. The farmer will benefit. His work is rewarded. If rain is too much rain comes, everything is washed away. No rain comes at all the work he did is wasted, no crop comes. So a whole 1 year's effort is gone. That will never happen in spiritual life. Even if you take the name of God a few times every day for a few months or a few years, that will be saved. No loss of effort. This was said early in second chapter of sloka number 40. There Bhagavan had said, Neha bhikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate. In the spiritual life, there is no loss of effort. And there is no adverse side effect. In worldly life, you do something else will happen. With the good intention, you do some good work, but that may turn out into be something not so good. Adverse. If you take medicine for a headache, a stomach ache will come. That won't happen in a spiritual life. No adverse effect, no loss of effort. Everything will be saved. Even a small amount of effort done will be saved. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even if a little bit of this dharma, spiritual life is done, practice is done, devotion, mahato bhayat trayate will save us from great danger. There is no loss of effort. There is no adverse side effect in spiritual life. Worldly life, there is no guarantee. You may do a lot of hard work, nothing may come, or something more than you expect may come. What happens, we don't know. In every field of human endeavor, whether it's bringing up children or one's own health or education or professional life, there's no guarantee you will succeed. You may not. I usually mixture of both, some success, some failure. So not like that in spiritual life. Every small thing that we do will be counted, will be saved permanently, even if we don't reach the goal in this life. The next life, it will be the starting point from where we left off. From there, we begin our spiritual journey. Next life. That's the positive message of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan is giving here. Nothing will be lost. So that is the message here. Now, that's the end of the teaching, actually. Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Then in 72, what a good teacher does, Sri Krishna does. He's a good teacher. At the end of the presentation, will ask the class, is everything I said clear? Do you have any questions? Any clarification needed? Like this, the person will ask. Teacher should ask. That's what Sri Krishna does in 72, lecture 72. Kachideta srutam partha tvayekagrena chetasa kachidajnana sammoha pranashtaste dhananjaya. Teacher, Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself is a teacher, asks Arjuna, the student. Arjuna is a student here. Remember how it whole thing began, how the conversation began in second chapter, sloka number 7, early. We shouldn't forget the old slokas, we should remember. There, Sri Krishna began the whole conversation in this way. Sloka 7 in chapter 2. Whole conversation began in this way. Arjuna says, Karpanya doshopahatas sabhavaha prichhami tvam dharma sammudha cetaha. Then he says, Yashryasyam nishchitam pruhitan me shishyasteham shadiman tvam prapannam. Karpanya doshopahatas sabhavaha. My mind is totally confused. I don't know which way to go, fight or not, what is right, what is wrong, how to kill or will be killed. All these questions have arisen in my mind. Apahata sabhavaha. My mind is very much bothered, troubled by this question. Prichhami, I'm asking you a question. What is better for me? Yat shreyasya. What is better for me, to fight or not to fight? You tell me. Arjuna asks. He says, Shishya te aham. Aham te, I am your disciple. Arjuna uses the word, I am your disciple, to surrenders to Bhagavan Sri Krishna as his disciple. So far they were friends, eating together, playing together, etc. But now Arjuna takes a stance. I am your disciple. Shishyaste aham mam prapannam shadhi. Prapanna means one who has taken refuge in you. Prapatti. Of Krishna, who was until then a friend. Arjuna says, I am bothered by this question. What would I don't know? I'm totally confused. My mind is very much totally confused. I'm your disciple. Steham shishyaha. Mam prapannam shadhi. I have taken refuge in you. Please teach me. Shadhi means please teach me. So in response to that, sloka number 11 onwards in the second chapter until sloka number 66 in 18 chapter, Sri Krishna gave all the instructions, so many yogas. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, everything, kshetra, kshetrajna, daivasara sampat, gunatraya, everything he taught. Now, lastly, before concluding, before stopping speaking, Krishna had the question, like an excellent teacher does. He says in 72, "Oh Arjuna, have you understood with concentrated mind what I have explained so far? Do you have any more question, confusion left in your mind? Please explain," like that one. So the sloka 72 is Kachideta Srutam Partha. Kachit means beginning a question. Has this been? Tvayekagrena chetasa, by you with the concentrated mind. Ekagra chetasa. Kachideta the jnanasam, kachid jnana sammoha, sorry. Kachid jnana sammoha, pranashtaste dhananjaya. Have you, O Arjuna, with concentrated mind, ekagrena chetasa, listen to the teachings I have given. Did you listen carefully to what I said, all this name? Has your confusion been resolved, dispelled? Confusion brought by ignorance. Ajnana sammoha pranashtaha. Has your confusion due to ignorance been cleared? Are you everything clear to you now? Do you have any question? Do you have any doubt? That's the last thing Sri Krishna says. And then the story continues. Arjuna Vacha. What Arjuna says is greatly moving. Fine, wonderful answer, wonderful teacher, most wonderful student. Ideal. There can't be a better teacher than Krishna. There cannot be a better student than Arjuna. With great devotion, Arjuna listens to everything Krishna said. And he says, 73, we'll do it next time. I'll just stand the verse. Arjuna Ovacha Nashto Moha Smritiril Labdha Tvat Prasadan Mayachyuta Sitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam Tava Vachanam Karishye, O Lord. I will follow your instruction. So let's study that one, how he came to that conclusion. He was given a choice earlier by Krishna. If you like, you can follow the teaching, or if you don't have to follow it, you make up your mind, you do a decision. He leaves you to the student. The teacher places everything on the table, and he says, even a warning, he says, if you don't listen to this, you will perish. Na shoshasi vinangshasi. And to do this will happen. This knowledge, devotion, everything is placed on the table by the teacher. Said, now you do as you please. He leaves it to the student. There is no compulsion. Because I said so, we should follow. The teacher never said that one. So let us continue this next time. We'll stop here. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Manjunath Rao, namaskara. Okay.
Swamiji, can you hear me?
Swamiji, thank you very much. Namaskar.
Swamiji, pranam.
Swamiji, Swamiji, may I say something?
Oh, no, he cannot hear. Doesn't have the earphone yet. Okay, whoever is speaking.
You can't hear me?
No, can you not see that he hasn't put the earphone on?
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Pranam Swamiji. Pranam Swamiji. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Namaskar, Swamiji.
Namaskar, everybody.
Namaskar.
All of you stay well.
Pranam Maharaj.
Swamiji, may I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, this applies so well to you. This gyan you are sharing with everybody. So that way you should be benefiting a lot, because you said if you share your gyan with others, you are benefiting, right? Your
Actually,
benefit must be great because you're doing such a good job of doing that.
but I don't know. But actually, what is happening is this class that has helped me much more than any how much help you got. I don't know. I'm not sure anything at all. But I got very good benefit. My thought.
So that's what I was saying.
So I got the more benefit.
You've been
Others,
doing
I
it
don't-
for years. You've been doing it
Yeah,
for
it is,
years. So it
something
must
to be
have
done.
benefit.
What else
By
do we do?
sharing it, you have really, that's what I want to also say one more thing. It reminded me of Swami Vivekananda's sloka. He once said, like fire in a piece of flint, knowledge exists in the mind.
Yes,
Suggestion is the friction which brings it out.
very good.
You told us about Vivekananda knowledge. So
Yeah.
this is what he said, I think in Karma Yoga or one of his books.
Yeah, that's true. It's already there. And what the teacher does is to create an environment wherein the student gains knowledge, appears to gain knowledge coming from within. It's already there. So
Yeah,
infinite knowledge is hidden within each one of us. Depends upon how much we cultivate, that much knowledge we get. Like that.
that is true.
If the mind is prepared, we get. Like Newton's mind was fully prepared. So many people saw apple falling from the tree, but only he discovered why it falls. He inquired, came up with the explanation of gravity. Many people had seen things falling from the sky, but his mind was prepared. So it depends upon how well we are prepared by purifying the mind, by doing service, by devotion, by tapas, then a little bit study will give us a lot of knowledge. In the Upanishad, the teacher says, you are that Tattvamasi, student experience of that one. Mind is fully prepared. Very good.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Namaste.